So the S26 Ultra is right around the corner, and I've been using the S25 Ultra since launch. Not for a few weeks, not for a couple of months. I've daily driven this phone for pretty much a full year, filming YouTube videos, testing accessories, traveling, editing photos, using it as my main device. So this isn't a first impression, this isn't a honeymoon review. The real question is simple. Is the S25 Ultra still worth buying in 2026, or should you wait for the S26 Ultra? Let's talk about it. What's up guys, welcome back to Michael's Tech Talk. The S25 Ultra still feels like a true flagship. You've got a titanium grade 5 frame, Gorilla Armor 2 on the front, Victus 2 on the back, full IP68 water and dust resistance. It's a big phone, 6.9 inch display, weighs in at 218 grams, and that hasn't changed over time. You will feel this in your pocket. But after nearly a year of use, the build has held up extremely well. No weird wear spots, the matte back still resists fingerprints, the frame hasn't picked up the kind of damage that I've seen on some aluminium phones, which is good to see. And I'm carrying around a 17 Pro Max, so the fear of damage is real. It is big, it is heavy, but it feels expensive. So before getting into how it performs day to day, let's quickly run through the core specs of the S25 Ultra. The S25 Ultra is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite, built on a 3nm process and optimized specifically for Galaxy devices. It features a 6.9 inch dynamic AMOLED display, 3120 by 1440 resolution, 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, and up to 2600 nits of peak brightness. On the camera side, you're getting 200 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 50 megapixel 5x optical telephoto, and a 10 megapixel optical telephoto. And on the front, we have a 12 megapixel selfie camera. Memory and storage options include 12 gigabytes of RAM with the 256 gig and 512 gig models, or you'll get 16 gig of RAM with the 1 terabyte models. Battery capacity comes in at 5000 mAh, 45 watt wired fast charging, 25 watt wireless charging, and 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. In terms of build, the S25 Ultra uses a titanium frame, Corning Gorilla Armor 2, S Pen support, carries IP68 rating for water and dust resistance, and supports Galaxy AI. At launch it shipped with Android 15 running One UI 7, but I'm now running Android 16 with One UI 8, with Samsung promising 7 major Android updates. And finally, colour options include titanium black, titanium silver blue, titanium grey, and titanium white silver, plus some online exclusives that you get direct from Samsung. Samsung still dominates displays, and even in 2026 this screen still holds up. 6.9 inch dynamic AMOLED display, 3120 by 1440 resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10, 2600 nits of peak brightness. Outdoors, this thing is incredible. I've used it for filming B-roll, checking focus in direct sunlight, navigating while traveling, zero issues. Indoors, it's smooth, sharp, and just pleasant to look at. There's nothing here that makes this display feel outdated. Battery life has actually been one of the more impressive long-term aspects. The 5000 mAh battery still delivers a full day comfortably. I usually land between 7 and 9 hours of screen on time depending on how much camera work I'm doing. More importantly, after nearly a year of use, battery health has held up well. Standby drain is still solid, and I haven't seen the sharp drop off that some phones develop over time, even with always on display on. It's pretty good. Charging, 45 watt wired, 25 watt wireless with Qi 2, although no magnets in the phone. Come on Samsung, what's keeping you? Plus reverse wireless charging. Like, it's not the fastest on paper, but at least you have it and it works. The phone launched with Android 15 and One UI 7, but I'm currently rocking the latest version, Android 16 with One UI 8, with Samsung promising 7 years of Android updates. That's a pretty big deal. Animations are smoother than they used to be, the stability is excellent, and AI features like generative editing and summaries are things I actually use. I don't just demo them and forget about them. You also get everything you'd expect from an Ultra phone. Ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, stereo speakers, you get Samsung DeX and wireless DeX, which is pretty cool. Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, ultra wideband, eSIM and full 5G support. The S Pen is something that is totally subjective. Some people love it and some people don't even know it exists. Samsung removed the Bluetooth functionality from it this year, and for me, one of its most useful features was the remote camera shutter. I use it the odd time for quick notes and some precise photo edits, but that's about it. Personally, if Samsung ditched the S Pen moving forward, I wouldn't be shocked by it at all. Camera hardware on the S25 Ultra didn't change dramatically, and that's been the trend for several years, in all honesty. Samsung has focused more on refinement and consistency than chasing massive year-to-year upgrades. So just a quick breakdown: 200 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, which was the main upgrade this year. 3x telephoto, 5x telephoto, and a 12 megapixel selfie camera with autofocus. The camera app has a fresher look, making it cleaner and easier to use without hiding the viewfinder. In daylight, the main camera produces excellent photos. Detail is strong, dynamic range is wide, and colours look natural without going overboard. The 50 megapixel mode is the sweet spot if you want extra detail. I'd skip 200 megapixels unless you really need it. The 3x telephoto is solid, and the 5x telephoto is still one of the best smartphone zooms for portraits and tighter framing. The new 50 megapixel ultra wide is a step forward, not a massive leap, but better dynamic range and more flexibility than the old 12 megapixel sensor. Selfies remain excellent, good detail, pleasing skin tones, and autofocus makes a big difference. Low light photography is good, but conservative. Samsung prefers to keep a more natural grain instead of heavy noise reduction. That means more texture, but sometimes softer shadows and occasional colour tinting. Night mode smooths things out, but can look over-processed. You'll often have to choose between realism and a cleaner look. The 5x telephoto actually holds up better than expected in low light, and the ultra-wide is a small improvement over last year. Video on the S25 Ultra is solid, but this isn't the phone you buy specifically for video. For most people, 4K at 30 frames or 60 frames is usually what matters, but on the S25 Ultra, that's where things look good. Footage is sharp, colours are pleasing, and dynamic range is strong enough for everyday shooting. Samsung does offer 8K recording, but realistically, it's not something the average user is going to use. File sizes are huge, low light performance takes a hit, and most people aren't editing or watching 4K footage. Stabilisation is still a strong point. Walking footage looks smooth, panning is controlled, and even the 5x telephoto stays impressively steady for handheld shots. In low light, video quality is decent, but not outstanding. You'll see visible grain in darker areas while exposure is handled well. This is an area where iPhones still have the edge, especially in consistency and ease of use. Bottom line, the S25 Ultra is perfectly capable for casual video and content creation, but if video is your top priority, the iPhone might still do it better. So let's talk about some of the long-term downsides. After nearly a year, the downsides are clear. It's heavy, it's sharp corners, especially if you're using it caseless. Shutter lag, still a thing. It's better, but it's still a thing. The camera upgrades are incremental. The S Pen removed its best features, the Bluetooth, and it's still very expensive at launch. Like, this was the most expensive flagship phone when this launched. None of these are deal breakers, but they're worth knowing. So here's my honest take in 2026. If you already own the S25 Ultra, I wouldn't upgrade early. This phone still feels fast, reliable, and nowhere near outdated. But if you're coming from an S22, S23 Ultra, for example, or you're switching maybe from an iPhone, you want to try Android, the S25 Ultra at today's prices, it's one of the best value flagships you can buy. You can get this used now for a really, really good price. You're getting a class-leading display, excellent cameras, strong battery life, even after long-term use, S Pen support, G2 charging, although without the magnets, and 7 years of software updates. Waiting for the S26 Ultra will likely get you incremental improvements, but after using the S25 Ultra since launch, I can confidently say this phone already does everything that most people realistically will need. But what do you guys think? How has your experience been on the S25 Ultra? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm keen to hear your guys' thoughts and experiences. Are they similar to mine, or have you had a better or worse experience? Let me know in the comments down below. And that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, smash that like button for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe and ring that little bell to be notified of new videos just like this one. Keep a look at the channel. I have a lot more down-to-earth tech review and accessories coming for you, and I will be getting the S26 Ultra in for review, so stay tuned for that coming. And if you'd like to check out some more long-term device reviews, you can check them out right here.